It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Daily Grind. We are in season 1 still. We're on episode 23, and this series is going to be even better. We're not through the year. We're only 5 months into the year, and already this is getting intense and wild. As always, you already know the man with the plan is always here to provide some information, some knowledge, some insight on your favorite LA sports and any good teams out there. So you already know, mostly LeBron James. Fortunate, we have one of the best guys to give you that knowledge and information, who's always been with me side by side. We've been doing this for a minute already. Young Peter, how you doing?
What's going on, everybody? What's up, LAJ? You know, what a great nightcap over here in Cali right now. And yeah, man, summer's coming, so it's gonna get kind of hot, just like all the sports topics today. So.
Hey, I got a little. It's not even little. My bad. It's a $300 portable air conditioner over here. So if you ever want to shoot down with that Spider-Man video game, I'm always up for it.
We have a what?
I have a portable air conditioner.
Oh, damn, you upgraded. Look at you.
Hey, once you start making money, you want to start spending it as best as possible.
Yeah, I know. I know exactly. Sorry to cut you off, but yeah, no, I've just been buying nothing but shoes and some clothes with the extra money I made.
Hey, but you know what? In the back of my head, I still have that WFG life. Do you need it or do you want it? So sometimes I do have to stop myself with that. You don't get that?
Yeah, I still get that, but I'm also like, I pulled down all these hours, so why the heck would I not treat myself? At least, come on. Like, you telling me that people that don't make money treat themselves? Get out of here with that if you tell me they don't.
You remember that time that we almost went to, what was that Western Conference Finals, or what was it, the Western first round?
It was a playoff series. Like we had a connect who was gonna give us a suite level tickets for Thunder and Lakers, and I mean us young cats were like, you know what? Why not? Like we can drop the $600 for doing it. Like surprisingly we both had the money at the time, but we were told by I guess a higher power, if you want to call them that no, you should spend that money wisely. When we're like, what the heck, you know, why wouldn't we want to go to a Laker game? And it was suite level, and this was like, I ended up sitting on those suite levels just a few years later. Best believe, man, it's really nice to bear those tickets. I am not gonna lie, it is really nice.
Damn, and I forever I'm gonna regret asking our higher up if it was okay to spend the money like that. It's our money, and we ended up doing. That was not even the right thing to do. It was just like, hey, we should have just done it on impulse because it was Kobe Bryant in his peak. What was it, 2010?
Yeah, no, it was Kobe's peak. And you're talking about the big three. Well, I don't know if that was the term back then, but the big three of Harden, Westbrook, and Durant. Like, these were the young versions of these guys. So, best believe that would have been something to watch and have at least, you know, because we would have had the ticket and that memory of going to that game. But of course. And I think the Lakers even won that game, too. And it was game 2, I believe it was. I don't really recall. But they won that game, and that would have been nice to see. But then again, you know, this was when we were really young and we were really listening to other people. At this point, we're at the point where we're like, man, I can make my own decision with my own money. I don't really give a damn what you tell me at this point.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. We could have been there. We could have been part of that. Damn. And I never got the chance to see Kobe Bryant live, and that was my opportunity. Son of a.
Wait, you never? Didn't you go to a Laker game?
I went to a bunch of Laker games. The games that he was injured.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. I even had a group. I even got a whole section taken. It was like 30 something people that went, and that day he sat out. It was during his farewell season. It was against the Magic. That's when D'Angelo Russell, Julius Randle, and Jordan Clarkson all got 20 points each or 20 plus points, and it was something big. And I kept looking down, and I saw Kobe Bryant in a suit, and I was like, "When are you gonna start playing, Dick? Are you gonna play?" No, he didn't play.
He didn't play. Yeah, no, I if we're going on Kobe Lane, I was fortunate to go see him in the Forum for a preseason game. I think it was against the Wizards, I believe it was. And this was the Shaq Kobe years. Then I caught him one more time at Staples. It was against the Pelicans, actually. And, yeah, that was an experience, I can tell you that much, man. To get to see a prime Kobe and a young Kobe at the, live. But then again, he is out of the league now. And, we thinking of you, Kobe. We still thinking of you, so.
Hey, that man just won another award. I forgot what I think it was like the Sports Academy Award for his short film. So this guy is still winning off the court.
Oh yeah, yes, that he is.
That is mad wild. So speaking of, we're going into Kobe Bryant and his legacy and all that stuff, but a lot is going on with the NBA playoffs. It's chaotic. It's incredible.
Dude,
you're
telling me.
I feel disrespected. I feel just like the I feel like the Toronto Raptors put their middle finger directly on my face, and then they had another hand slapping me with a disrespect that is believing that they were going to win a game, even winning this series. And I had picked them in the bracket that me and Peter are in. I had picked them to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. I feel madly disrespected by the Toronto Raptors with that. And Peter, if you're ready and you want to get into the whole NBA, how everything's turning up.
Yeah.
And how
man. I am ready. You know what you need to do, man.
Jesus Christ, I need to vent some more because these Toronto Raptors, God, never again am I falling for them. I don't care if they have Michael Jordan. They go back in time, figure out how to get Michael Jordan. They get Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Kobe Bryant on the same team. I won't trust that Toronto Raptors team ever again. So with that being said,
there's Golden State for Golden State. How much weight can King's shoulders take? When the odds ain't great, some fold and break, while greats let the dreams of a ring motivate. Boys become men when postseasons begin. These lights shine brighter, baby, sink or you swim. To those who got hit by the skin of their teeth, the formula's the same now, win and repeat. Never sleep on a man that's expected to lose, with a chip on his shoulder and something to prove. The bottom's full of wolves and they thirsty for blood. The mission is to catch somebody slipping above. But numbers don't lie, I've heard them say it at times. Cream rises to the top is a favorite of mine. And the cream of this crop, you'll admit, is impressive. But to quote the boy Hov, gotta finish your breakfast. And watch for the quiet ones, they bring in the storm. Even with a man down, the show must go on. No time for crying, better pick up the slack. Cause ain't no guarantee that you gon' ever be back.
Peter, you've told me to check this album out. It's fire. It's dope.
I told you. K.O.D., man. Shout out to J. Cole. Wow, what an album.
I wish this was longer. Just, man, the heat that comes out of just this 1 minute song is incredible. And I promise you, if I were to ever get a tattoo, I am going to get that. Never sleep on a man that's expected to lose with a chip on his shoulder and something to prove. That drives me wild. Like, it hypes me up. Do you have anything that hypes you up from this song, or is there something else?
Honestly, it's the whole thing, man. It's the whole song, the beat. And I was reading some of the YouTube comments from I had asked you about this video, and it was just I believe it was a siren. It's just the minimalistic I guess sounds that they use, and yet it still produces that. And then J. Cole, just the lyrical genius that he is, just makes it even better because he's talking about what we are very passionate about as NBA fans. He's talking about the NBA playoffs and just one of the best flows I've heard in a while. Even better than the flow from last year from Kendrick Lamar, but that was more of just piggybacking off Humble. And then what was it, 2011 when you told me Pitbull did it for Wendy under the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
the Black Eyed Peas, too.
No, and it's like, man, I think the only best time I remember hearing a promo for the playoffs has to go back to, and this is back in like 2001, and I could obviously find maybe some other examples, but this is just one because it was still on NBC. It was Lenny Kravitz, and it was called Let It Give In. Man, it's just the promo package around that whole time. It still gives me chills because of all the legends that are on that promo. And so, I mean, it's something I recommend that you and our audience check out because, honestly, it takes you back to when the NBA, for the pre-LeBron days, this was the Kobe Bryant, the Paul Pierce, the Shaq, man, even the Kevin Garnett in Minnesota days. So it kind of gives you some
Did you say pre-LeBron days? I thought LeBron's been in the league since, like, the beginning. And then he created the NBA.
No. Let's not be mistaken, man. He is that great, but, yeah, let's not be mistaken. This was 01. 03 is when LeBron arrived in the league, so it was 2 years before all that went down. So, but, yeah, let's just go through some quick NBA notes, or not. But, obviously, Dwayne Casey could be out of Toronto. And this guy just got Toronto that number 1 seed. And we'll touch more about that series in a bit. But to hear that he got potentially the Coach of the Year award and will get fired in the same year, like, what the hell? Like, how does that happen? Like, what? Like, I read that, and I'm thinking, no, there's no way that Toronto Brass would really fire Dwayne Casey over that one playoff series when he led you to the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, which I thought this year was, not I thought this year, but a lot of analysts thought this year the Eastern Conference was way better than the West. That's obviously we don't believe that. Not me and LAJ don't believe that at all. But you're telling me that now the potential Coach of the Year is gonna get fired? I was like, that's really disrespectful. I'm all like, LAJ, what are your thoughts on that, man?
It's not even his fault. Like, oh my God, it legitimately is DeMar DeRozan. It's all on him. Garbage.
It is. I agree so much. Where this guy's not a superstar. He's not a superstar. Sorry, when you said DeRozan, I was like, man. Once we get to that series, best believe it's going to be a lot of ripping to Toronto because of that. So, but continue.
Yeah, no, you can't always blame the coach. I understand if you don't call a certain timeout. I understand if you don't argue with the refs and you're just getting, clobbered and letting the refs have their way without you saying anything. There's certain things a coach should step in and do, and they'll be at fault for. But when it comes to shooting and scoring and not being able to find the rim and find the net, that's on the players. And Casey, with the teams that were in the East this year, that included Boston, that included LeBron James, that included the Miami Heat, and everything that's going on in the East, it's absolutely not his fault. I don't know if he's Coach of the Year worthy, but it's not his fault if he were to get fired. It really isn't. What about you, Peter?
I mean, this is, and this one tweet kind of summarizes it all. So this gentleman here puts, there's really no way to spin this. No excuses this time around for Toronto. These Raptors were healthy, rested, and deep. Remember, they were held for that bench that they had over there as well. They changed their offense and had a historic season, getting that number 1 seed. LeBron James is great, but they let these other guys go off, and they just did not show up for 2 of the 4 games. And I read that tweet, and I'm like, that's honestly the best summary I can think of when it comes to that series, because these guys just did not show up. And I mean, Game 4, I know we're supposed to talk about it when we get to that playoff portion, but you're telling me that in Game 4, win or go home, you get blown out by 30 or 30, whatever it was. My God, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
It's just insane. But again, we'll touch back on that. I mean, we're obviously going through some quick NBA notes because obviously now, I don't know if you also know that we have David. I'm saying this right. David Fizdale is now the new coach of the New York Knicks.
Now, I want to make sure that I got his name correct because I was like, wait, wasn't that the guy that was like, they ain't going to rook us when he was coaching Memphis? Was that him?
Take that for data. That's him.
Oh, take that for data. That's the guy. Okay, so, and he's over there replacing Jeff Hornacek, who, I mean, man, Jeff Hornacek with a 29-53 record this past season. Damn. And overall, 161 and 216. I mean, does Jeff Hornacek find another gig, man? Or what's up with Hornacek? I mean,
right?
That's a legend. There's a legend out in Utah, but kind of shows that, you know, his only one good season he had was in Phoenix when he had them back in 2013 and won 48 games. Other than that, it's just been a steady decline. I mean, his worst was with those same Phoenix Suns, and just 2 years later, winning 14 games.
Yeah.
So, man, wow.
It's wild right now. Stupid. It's like stupid wild right now.
So I don't know. I like the hire. If he can do what he did in Memphis over those 2 years that he was with Memphis, I mean, he was still a playoff team. They still were a playoff team, even though they had let go of. I can't think of the other coach he replaced off the top of my head right now.
Mike D'Antoni? Was it Mike D'Antoni?
No, he didn't coach Memphis. That
Memphis. Oh, you're talking about Memphis. I think you're talking about Phoenix.
No. Well, anyways, the gentleman he replaced, he still got them to the playoffs, and then obviously was let go when they started 2017, 7-12. I still like the hire. I mean, this guy is animated, but I feel that he'll put a fire up their butts when it comes over in New York, and I guess he's good for some quotes because I'm telling you, one of the few things that I remember him for was for that outburst he had. Who was that against though? Was it the Rockets?
I think you're talking about Dave George.
It was the Spurs. That's right. It was the Spurs. Yeah, it was the Spurs. But yeah, there's just some quick NBA notes. Obviously, we want to get into the playoffs because we have a lot to say. Because now we're kind of about one more game. Once this Boston and Philly game wraps up, we're about to find out the Final Four of this NBA playoff. So if you can please give me my NBC music, man.
I got you. And it looks like the NBA is this Boston game's about to start in a little bit. So hopefully it doesn't, give us another crappy. Even if this was like the theme up until now, I still think it'll be dope.
Well, yeah. I mean, you just remember it. Like every time you play it, I just think back to just it was like Robert Horry hitting that game-winning three on Sacramento, and then just hearing that music in the background while all of LA is just going insane. I mean, insane. But yeah, let's talk about some playoffs right now. So, Houston and Utah. I mean, I had the correct prediction when it came to that. I just missed it by just one game as far as how long the series would go. But damn you, Utah, you couldn't win 2 games. But all right, I mean, this is what it is.
Oh, so you had them going to a 7?
No, I had them going 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just missed it by that one game. But wow, congratulations. I mean, I'm a little speechless right now. But congratulations to Chris Paul. Finally getting to the Western Conference Finals. Finally, for the first time in his career. And I don't really know how to feel. Like, I should feel, I guess, grateful in a way because of what the time he was with LA. And I really shouldn't feel bitter because obviously he was up 3-1 at one time against those same Rockets, and we blew it. We absolutely blew it. But this time around, he was not gonna let himself. I believe he had a 41-10-0 turnover game. Like, wow. So you know that he did not want to lose and not go back to Utah. So, So wow. I mean, what are your thoughts, man? I know you being an LA Laker fan and all that whole thing with, that trade that didn't happen. How do you feel about him finally getting to the Western Conference Finals?
Honestly, I would have really preferred and enjoyed if he had made it with the Clippers. They had the team, they had the ability they had everything for them. It just, pattern of events. It just feels like Chris Paul looks like he's finally happy, like he's making it, so he can make some noise. I don't know. Steph Curry looks pretty damn dangerous. I thought he was gonna miss a beat. He wasn't gonna be the same, but Curry looks like he hasn't missed a beat, and he looks deadly as hell. So they're gonna have their thing going for them. But I'm pretty excited. I would say I'm excited about them. What about you?
About who that series? Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that prediction and where we chose for that. Because I mean, I want to just give one more quick shout out, because obviously this was the last time I can say anything about him unless he does something stupid. But shout out to Donovan Mitchell on his first career playoff run. I mean, wow, this guy was one of the leading rookies in the fourth quarter when the team needed him. He was there to score. I mean, this guy's going to be something special. And let me just give you a quick rundown of what this guy did in his first playoff run. So you're talking about 23.5 points per game at 21 field goal attempts at 42% clip. I mean, 4 assists. I mean, those were right there with Allen Iverson's first career playoff run. So I don't know. It's maybe another Iverson 2.0. I don't know. But, man, Donovan Mitchell's going to be something else in this league. And Utah, you got really lucky drafting this cat. Because, I mean, they'll be back. Utah will be back. I feel like they're one of those scrappy teams that, you know, they may just need another offensive player. Well, I mean, I don't really know what is that missing piece they need. Like, I'm just thinking, like, what does Utah really need right now? Do you think that they can compete for a championship?
Man, you know what? They do look like they're stacked and like they're ready to like take over the team take over the league. And Donovan Mitchell, just to briefly touch up on him. This is what I read. I read an article that when they were working out for the draft pick, Donovan Mitchell worked out on his own, and everybody there was just in awe and shocked of how well this kid was playing. So they literally, the GM said, if any of this news gets out and he gets drafted before we pick him up, you're all getting fired. Like, he was that great in his workout. And to take the league by storm, I would say I already had him as my rookie of the year, but I think that propelled him to the undisputed rookie of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's the playoffs, and I know they don't like to pick the rookie of the year when it's not a playoff award. It's not. It's a regular season award. So This is where I've been so like, who do I give it to? Is it Ben or is it Donovan? Like, it's just been back and forth. And I mean, I know Jason Tatum was in and out coming at, and he was just right there. And right now he's leading to now a potential. Wow, it could be a potential upset going into that Cleveland series. Because we'll touch on that as well. Because I really like Boston, man. It reminds me of the 05 Mavs team. You know, it's wow. But anyways, obviously just going off topic right now. Again, just a quick shout out to Donovan. Man, I expect a lot of great things from you. And Utah, man, I'm just thinking, like, what do they need? I mean, they have a great coach in Quinn Snyder, and maybe it's just one more piece. You know, I don't know. But now, it's I can't put my finger on that. But we'll obviously discuss that in another time, what we feel Utah really would need at this point. Because I thought they were going to take Houston to 6 or maybe even 7, but they only went 5. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Just to like real briefly touch on the bracket that we're in. I'm in second place. I got 200 points for guessing the 4-1 win for Houston Rockets, and I got 100 points. So you're in third place. And the Boston guy, he's in first place right now. So whatever he's doing, I'm behind him by 100 points. I was behind him by 50. Now he's 100. So he guessed something right. This whole Philadelphia 76ers and Toronto Raptors just straight pushed me back and just ruined this bracket. But also let me introduce. Let's see, he finally got on right now. We have him finally on our board. Here we go. So we have Marvin. He's finally available.
What's up? What's up, everybody?
Right out of the deal.
Sorry, it was my audition for SportsCenter, ESPN ran a little late, but I'm here now. I'm here.
Well, you remember who put you there.
I was just kidding. That was like bent over the toilet, praising Jesus.
Oh, man. Well, we'll try to get through this as best as possible, and hope everything goes well. But definitely, we're rolling, everything's going good. I'll bring in the next call in a bit. I know he's got some hockey news, so hang on, 6294. I know that's Sweet Lou. Hang on for a bit. We'll bring you on for a minute. But continue, Peter. Give us all that stuff. There's so much going on.
Yeah. So now we're talking about Golden State and New Orleans, and New Orleans. This is one I picked correctly. 4-1. I didn't think that New Orleans was going to do what they did to Portland. That was a surprise. That was a surprise to me. But I posed that same question again when we talked about with Utah. What does New Orleans really need at this point to really make themselves contenders in the West? Because now, is it re-signing Boogie or, what is it? Because I right now think they should really re-sign Boogie. They have that combination, but that's going to take them, I believe, way over the cap now, re-signing him, and maybe some of their players are going to go. And Rondo, my God, Rondo, with another 20-assist game in that game 3, he's the only cat that I know of, and I could be wrong, that have pulled 20-assist games within the last 5 years, with this time in Boston and now here in New Orleans. So, what is it going to take for New Orleans to really get that next level?
The Warriors have to somehow stop playing. The Houston Rockets have to stop playing. What else? I think everybody has to be 100% healthy, scoring at least 30 points per game. I'm talking about everybody scoring 30 points per game. A lot of things have to happen for them to make some noise. But yeah, Boogie would be one big push forward. How about you, Mario? What do you feel would be the thing to push them?
New Orleans, this offseason, what they should do is let Boogie walk and sign Paul George, and then pick up a bench or two. Because they need a small forward right now. To be honest, I can't even name their small forward. I think it's still Solomon Hill, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
So you're what's his? I can't. Oh my God, I always
Mirotic?
All these Russian guys. Mirotic. Yeah, these guys. Him at the power forward or center, and Davis, you switch them vice versa, whichever way you'd like. Rondo is the perfect point guard for that team. That team needs a ball distributor. So Drew Holiday at the 2 is perfect. Keep Rondo at the 1, Mirotic at the 4, Davis at the 5, and you try to pick up Paul George. And then that puts Solomon Hill on the bench, and you try to get another piece or 2 on the bench.
Damn, that's a team that I would love to see.
I would pick that team over the Warriors. If they got Paul George, if they kept that exact team, I would pick them over the Warriors.
Wait, but even the way Paul George played in these playoffs?
He had a couple of good games.
Huh?
He had a couple of good games.
How many?
Well, he had game 1, he dropped 36. I think game 4, he probably dropped like 20-something. But he was averaging like 20-something points per game in the series against who was it?
Jazz? That one series they had?
Yeah. But hey, look who was there with them. Carmelo Anthony didn't fit. Carmelo
was a whole other issue. When you're telling me that he wasn't scoring anything in the fourth, and I think he had like a game 4 that was like 5 points. Like what? Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head, but I know the totals were so low with Carmelo where he's not the same guy. Like
yeah. And then Westbrook was just trying to do too much, and he just like completely forgot he had other players on the team, and he just took it upon himself. But yeah,
like I have all-star teammates. Are you serious?
That's the thing is, I think it's just Westbrook. Like Paul George doesn't mesh with Westbrook. Like Paul George, that's why he would fit perfectly in New Orleans because Rondo doesn't hog the ball. He looks for the open guy. Rondo is not really much of a shooter. He's a passer. And then both your bigs, Mirotic and Davis, can shoot the 3. They can shoot from outside. They can space the floor. Paul George, another good 3 shooter. And then Drew Holiday, he can run in the paint. He can drive in. He can shoot the outside ball. Like that team is very versatile, and it'd be a great defensive team as well. But aside from George, they would need at least another bench or 2, like at least one more decent bench player.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I like that idea. It's just I guess I got to look at their salary cap situation and see if they can get him, or if they have to pull some type of sign and trade. But I mean, he's an unrestricted free agent this year, right? LAJ?
Yep.
That's gonna be tough. They're gonna have to pull something out of their hat to try to get Paul George to New Orleans. Especially since he's making it very clear that he wants to come play for LA. Of course, he hasn't said anything yet, but it's already known that he's going to come to LA at some point. So, I don't know. And as far as Golden State goes, going back to their fourth straight Western Conference Finals, what can you not say about this team at this point that you don't already know? So, I'm not going to say anything. What do you have anything to add on the Warriors at this point?
No.
They're good.
No.
That's all I got to say. They're good.
Yeah. On to the next.
On to the next. All right. So, before we get to obviously the one we really want to touch on, that sweep, just real quick, it's already pretty much set in stone unless they have a miraculous comeback, the Sixers I'm speaking of. But Boston's going to get to the Eastern Conference Finals again, and they're going to go up against Cleveland. Can they take them out this time?
You know what? LeBron James is the luckiest mofo to ever play basketball. He's not playing.
Why do you say that?
He's not going to play against Kyrie. He's not going to play against Gordon Hayward. The Toronto Raptors just decided to go to the bathroom and chill there for whatever reason for 4 games. Think about the past. The most difficult and most struggle that he's had is the Pacers, and that was like back in 2013. And that team was pretty good, really good. This year, the year before that, think about his struggles to get to the finals previous years. He's had Kyrie, he's had Kevin Love, he's had all these good pieces. This year, he doesn't have all those pieces, but at the same time, the teams that he's facing, the Boston Celtics, great as they may be, do they really have an answer for LeBron James? Let me pose that question to you guys. Do they have an answer for LeBron James? Peter.
No, but they will have an answer for the players around them, because unlike that Toronto series, again, we'll get to that. Unlike that Toronto series, I don't feel that a Kevin Love, I don't feel that a Kyle Korver or what's the other? What's the other? Oh, J.R. Smith. Yeah, and Tristan Thompson. They're not gonna explode the way they did in this last series. LeBron's gonna get his. And believe me, Boston's not the type to, if LeBron can go off, they're not going to fold like Toronto did. These guys were down, I believe, on Philly for game 2. They were down like 22 or something, and they still came back and won. So I'm sorry, I'll say it now. I'm picking Boston to get to the finals. I'm saying it right now.
Damn.
Because I feel this team, I've heard this a lot, they've arrived. They have done everything right with the draft picks they've had, with the trades they've done, and even if they don't have Kyrie, even if they don't have Gordon, that they still winning. They're still winning games, and it's
just imagine, man, you're completely correct. They arrived, and it's crazy. They're doing it without Kyrie and without Gordon Hayward. So imagine when they come in, how much better they're going to be.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the scary thing about it. Right now, the Eastern Conference future right now, you're going to have to go through Boston.
And let's not forget, Boston still has those picks. Boston still has assets. If they want to get scarier and better, they more than handily could.
They're more than capable of getting even better than they are now. Because, honestly, Danny Ainge did the right thing where a lot of GMs probably wouldn't have. He traded away 2 of his aging superstars, and Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, and I believe Jason Terry as well, to Brooklyn to get those picks. And Billy King must look like an idiot right now doing that trade.
He finessed. He jacked. He straight up hijacked. I think I'm going to call 911 just for that one. I still feel bad for the Brooklyn Nets. They got jacked. They got robbed.
They're still recuperating from that horrible trade.
And let's not forget that they also I'm sorry, Danny Ainge also finessed the 70s. Was it? No. Who did he?
He got a draft pick from the Clippers when Doc did not want to stay. No, because Doc did not want to stay to deal with a rebuild, and then they go out and get Brad Stevens. But go ahead.
It wasn't even that. It was they finessed the 76ers by saying, hey, we might draft Markelle Fultz, and knowing that the Philadelphia 76ers, that's who they wanted, but in reality they were going to draft Jason Tatum. No matter what, their pick was going to be Jason Tatum. So they straight up finessed the 76ers to not only give them a pick, give them their pick, and give them a future pick to get their, regardless, they were going to get Jason Tatum. But somehow, some way, they lied and they got into the heads of the 76ers to give them a pick to move up in the draft to get Markelle Fultz, who isn't even playing in the playoffs. So,
that goes to show you something where this guy was the number 1 overall pick, and it's not playing.
But Marvin, I don't even know what the question. I know we got into like whole Danny Ainge thing, but what was the question, Peter?
So with the pretty much the Eastern Conference Finals set, because unless Philly wins today, right now they're down 12, I think, as of right now. If Philly can come back, then we're gonna have a completely different conversation. But we're saying it right now that it's Boston, Cleveland. Who do you have?
I'm sticking with my picks from before the playoffs started. It's gonna be a rematch: Cleveland, Golden State.
Okay, so you haven't changed your mind.
No, because the thing is, Celtics, great, definitely Brad Stevens. As soon as Popovich leaves the NBA, it's Brad Stevens' league. Like, he's gonna be the coach of the future.
Yeah.
That guy is just a genius. And I heard this conversation the other day where they said if you start a draft from scratch where you can draft players and coaches, like people were drafting Brad Stevens like top 10 across the board. Like it was crazy seeing that. But as great of a coach as Brad Stevens is, LeBron can cancel out whatever they do. So I don't think Cleveland is gonna beat Boston. I think LeBron is gonna beat Boston. Because the way I look at it, Boston can easily cancel out J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver, Rodney Hood, George Hill. They can Tristan Thompson. They can cancel those guys out. But Boston just doesn't have an answer for LeBron. Like Smart hasn't been able to do it in past years. Morris, I don't think Morris is too slow for the task. Jason Tatum, he's still, to me, still the best rookie coming out of this class, but he's not there yet, not on LeBron's level.
Yeah.
So it's LeBron. I think LeBron's gonna get Cleveland there.
He's gonna get burned out though.
Yeah, he'll get burned out, but he'll get him. He's done it. He did it last year. Like LeBron, he did it with the Pacers, and as much as he said with the Toronto Raptors, LeBron himself just demoralized the Raptors. Like I've never seen a team. I've never seen a team get so beat down by one player before, as the Raptors have with LeBron James. That's why they call him LeBronto, because they just. I can't say that word. I can't say that word on the air, but I think you know what I'm trying to get at.
Because O.J. Simpson wrote him in '94 after he killed his wife. Nah, but yeah, I feel you on that. It's how are you gonna stop LeBron James, especially with what I get. Everybody else can be stopped from the Cavaliers, but yeah, LeBron James, Markieff Morris, Al Horford, Jaylen Brown. I don't think there's anybody on that team. They would have to double team them, and even then, somebody's still gonna be open. Kevin Love most likely.
All right, so what I'm hearing though is this is no disrespect to Philly. I mean, if you guys come back and we're here next week talking about Philly, wow, okay, cool. But so you're saying that you're both picking Cleveland to beat Boston in the Eastern Conference Final.
Yeah.
I'll say it's a gentleman's sweep.
A gentleman's sweep. Oh.
It'll be 4-1. I'll take Cleveland in 5.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. You know what? I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence with that one. I'm really on the fence on that one.
Well, I'll end up seeing your pick on that in a few days, because obviously you need to update your bracket.
Both of my picks are not there. Both of my picks are not there.
And mind you, and just to touch on that, mind you, you really got to make sure you pick the conference finals correctly, because if you pick it wrong, man, you lose out on those points, and then you can drop from first where you're at to dead last just real quick if you pick it wrong.
No, I don't think I'll go to dead last. I'm just saying though. This is the Final Four is the last. Like, you only have 2 picks. You only can pick twice, and unless you get the series correctly, man, you want to make sure you get your points to still keep your lead on the leaderboard.
But if not, you can drop real quick if you get it wrong. So, and okay, someone. I thought you were calling me, LAJ. I was like, what are you doing? I'm already on the line. I'm like, what's going on here? Anyways, so obviously now let's talk about the series that we've been holding off on. It was the the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Toronto Raptors, or how it was pretty much being called #LeBronto, because he practically owns that damn team. Yeah. Been owning them for the last 2 years, 3 years. I think it's been since now. It's now 9 straight games that they've won, or I can't even say it's Cleveland. I just keep saying it's LeBron who's beaten the Raptors 9 times in a row in a playoff series. And at this point, and just to give you just some numbers real quick before we start ripping on the Raptors, in this one series alone, LeBron James had 127 points, 31 rebounds, and 42 assists. You want to tell me what DeRozan and Lowry had? Let me tell you, 138 points, 30 rebounds, and 44 assists. Pathetic. This one man of LeBron, all did what these 2 superstars, and I know you're not seeing it right now, but I'm having my hands up in air quotes, these superstars were supposed to pull. So, LAJ, I leave you this one right now because I know you want to rip them more because you picked them. You picked them to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah. And then, obviously, we'll go from there. But the floor is yours right now.
I legitimately thought, you know what, the Raptors, they looked good in the first round. They looked like they had their stuff together and they were going to be able to advance. And then they go into the second round, and somehow, some way, DeMar DeRozan disappears. Kyle Lowry was okay. He wasn't great, but he was okay. But DeMar DeRozan, garbage. You're better off leaving a trash can out there. That's it. You're just as good leaving a trash can out there to play the game. Because here's the thing. He was more destructive on the court than being constructed off the court. The thing I mean by that, when he was off the court, the Toronto Raptors were a plus 21 with a 61% field goal shooting percentage and a 58 3-point percentage. While he was on the court, the Raptors were a minus 23. They were shooting 36% from the field and only 14% from the 3-point range. Really, this is a guy that helped you get to the number 1 seed. This is a guy that you hyped up in the All-Star game, and this is what you get. This is how you disrespect me. I believed you guys. I had full faith and confidence in you guys to pull out the win and the upset on the Cavs. You're really going to let you're going to let Jordan Clarkson beat you guys. You're going to let Larry Nance beat you guys. You're going to let Rodney Hood, all these guys that haven't been with LeBron more than 3 months, beat you. Disrespect. I feel disrespect. I need an apology letter from Drake. From Drake, the Toronto Raptors. I need standards. I need 100 standards from DeMar DeRozan apologizing and just saying he was garbage and he's apologizing. He'll never do it again. 100 of those. I need 100 of those Bart Simpsons in my desk by next week. I just feel so disrespected. But back to you, Peter.
But, so just piggybacking on those last 2 games, DeRozan had 8 points in Game 3. Kyle Lowry did really good for himself. 27 points, going 4 for 8 from the 3-point line, and 9 for 13 overall. So he had himself a game. But now, Kyle Lowry, Game 4 again. This was do or die, 5 points, and DeMar DeRozan 13. Pathetic. Those are your superstars. And then DeRozan getting himself ejected by running. I don't know what the hell he was doing, whether intentional or not, smacking Jordan Clarkson on a layup attempt that he made, and getting a flavor too and getting ejected. I mean, he just didn't want to be there. His mannerisms, everything, he just did not want to be there. And I'm like, well, what do you do now? If you're Toronto, what do you do now? Do you trade these guys? Because this is constantly happening to them. And are they really going to wait for LeBron to get old and finally be out the league? No, because we've already explained. Philadelphia and Boston are coming. These guys are the next wave. And now Toronto's going to look just like another team that's just going to now get whooped on these guys as opposed to being whooped at the Cavaliers. And I don't know. Like, LAJ, actually, Marv, that was right because we're keeping you out of this.
I'm going to tell you that.
I'm going to tell you right now. What does Toronto need? What does Toronto need? Do they need to trade these guys or what's going on? What's your opinion on this?
when I thought about this a couple of days ago, I thought, you know what, like just Toronto, the perfect thing for Toronto is wait till LeBron decides. If LeBron decides to go to the West, then you keep your team. But if LeBron stays in the East and goes to Philly or even stays in Cleveland, then you disband that team because you just can't beat a LeBron team. LeBron just demoralizes. It's because that team runs around DeMar DeRozan, and LeBron just cancels out DeMar. That's why they can't get over LeBron. I know this is going to sound cheesy, but if you're the Raptors, come postseason time, you chase LeBron. You tell LeBron, look, you beat the S out of us the last 3 years. You know we have a good squad. We have the best bench in the league. We got them. We got Valanciunas. We got DeRozan. We got Lowry. Come join us. And they get to the finals. They get to the finals and they could possibly win it because you got Lowry, you got DeRozan, Valanciunas, LeBron. I don't know who would be their shooting guard.
That's deep, though. That's deep. I didn't even think about LeBron joining the Raptors. That's interesting. That's why I put this on some deep stuff. So, but yeah, I can think that's interesting. I like that.
Like that's a good squad. You'll still keep your bench together, and all you need is either if you put DeRozan at the shooting guard, then you need a small forward. If you put him at the small forward, then you need a shooting guard.
So is Kyle Lowry the point guard? Is that officially his role, or is he like a shooting guard?
He's more of a shooter. So I guess you could put him as a shooting guard, and then just get someone else, like maybe like Van Fleet, to come in as your point guard. But that guy's a shooter as well.
Or if LeBron does go to that team, he would basically be the point guard. He would be like the third option because he most likely will look for DeRozan and Lowry first before shooting himself, right?
And so in that case, you just put Lowry as a point guard because you don't need a ball-dominant point guard. If you have LeBron on your team and you're going to have him play the point, your point guard just be a shooter.
Okay. No, hey, that's pretty dope. That'd be sick interesting if LeBron just all of a sudden, you know what? I'm gonna go play with my son, the kids that I beat all the time, and just help them out, help them learn how to play basketball.
I don't know, man. If you're asking me like what they need to do, honestly, you trade DeRozan and maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been hearing like whispers that C.J. McCollum is becoming available in Portland. Maybe even Bradley Beal in Washington because, you know, these guys, they want to win, but they need to tweak something. You know, Portland showed in that series against New Orleans, you know, you guys were expected, your backcourt was expected to, you know, carry a lot, and you guys just blew it. You know, you blew it against a team that no one picked to get to the second round. So is it something like that? I feel the trade's going to happen because you can't bring the same team again. And then, you know, what's the definition of insanity? We don't want them to keep doing that thinking you're going to have a different result. You're just not. You know, and it shows that DeRozan is just not the answer, man. DeRozan is not the answer. You know, he's a regular season, I guess, stud, you can say. When it comes to the playoffs, whether it's the pressure or whether it's the team he's up against, he just does not show up. And, you know, for Toronto, I feel for you guys, man. You know, you guys obviously want to root for your team, but, you know, you hear from the outside world where you hear them in the playoffs and you think they'll be out in the second round. They'll be out even in the first round. Heck, I picked Washington to beat them in the first round, and it almost happened. They took two, and man, I can't believe Washington didn't take them out. Like that, I would have preferred seeing a Washington-Cleveland series as opposed to what we saw this past series.
Yeah, this is the second year in a row that Washington just barely misses out facing LeBron James.
So my God. But just to recap again, that's the end of it. Game 3 game winner by LeBron was just like a horse shot, one-handed. I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just insane. This man that, you know, I don't think we give him the credit that he deserves, and we really won't appreciate what he's done in this league until he's retired.
Hey, man,
I'll say that now. Because I'll throw this one more out to you, and then you can finish with that thought right there.
All right.
So they're from the 2013, from the 2003 NBA draft, 50 of those guys are already gone. But you want to know how LeBron James is doing in these NBA playoffs? You have 34.8 points per game at 57% field goal percentage. My gosh. You got 9.5 rebounds per game, 8.8 assists per game, 1.5 blocks per game, and 1 steal per game. This guy's dominating, and he's in his, 13th, 14th year in the league?
LeBron?
Yeah.
15th.
15th year in the league, and he's putting up numbers like that. This is unheard of.
And the thing is, 8 straight trips to the finals. He's already logged more minutes than anyone in the history of the NBA. And this guy looks like he's at his peak physically.
I just can't see him slowing down. You as a fan, obviously not a fan of him, you'd want to see, because you hear injuries happen to your teams, your superstar players, but I never really hear this for this guy. I never heard him have a catastrophic injury where he was out. I mean, I think he's easily going to surpass, or already, if I haven't done my due diligence on this, but has he already eclipsed 30,000 points?
Yeah, he earned 30,000 points.
Is he? Then he's gonna probably end up being the number 1 scorer.
Yeah,
ever.
He's gonna be number 1 in when points in points for his career. I mean, all time, and then right up there with assists, because as of right now, he's 11th in assists. And his career, from the looks of it, is far from over.
Damn.
So my gosh.
Yeah, no, that's insane. That's too insane. But again, he hasn't suffered an injury. Unless he's down in a series where he knows he's not going to be able to beat or win, then he's going to fake a calf injury, or he's going to fake a cramp, and then blame it on the AC. So, yeah, but as of right now, injuries are not a thing for him. Not a thing for him. Go ahead.
Oh, remember, what was it? I think his last season in Miami, his first season in Cleveland, or I forgot what, but he had a pretty bad back injury, and I remember a lot of people were already throwing him out. People were already saying that it was time for him to call it quits because he had to take a lot of games off. He had to keep visiting doctors because he kept getting those back problems.
Well, from what I understand is he spends $1 million a year on just his I forgot what it is, what he calls it, but it's like a cleanse where he goes to a hyperbaric, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but like a chamber. He goes into a cryo. Oh my God, I can't even pronounce these words. Am I becoming a retard? He goes into a cryomatic chamber. He does different massages. He goes to different parts of the world to get different types of surgeries. He spends $1 million. I remember Cristiano Ronaldo. If you guys see the early pictures of him, he was ugly as hell. He looked damn. And then he started making a little bit of money, and now all of a sudden he's the hottest guy in the world. But LeBron James is doing that for his body. He goes and he spends all this money to try to stay young, try to stay healthy. And whether medicine says those are things that don't work, hey, LeBron James is proof that it does. Because no matter how much money he spends, it's keeping him as the best player in the world, no doubt about it. And it's all proof there. And just a quick update: Philadelphia is within one fourth quarter, 11 minutes. Actually, they just tied it. Philadelphia and Boston are tied for in the fourth quarter. But continue. Sorry about that.
Sorry, I was just trying to remember what exactly we were talking about now.
LeBron James becomes superhero.
Oh yeah, LeBron James, of course, because that's all it really was. And honestly, just one more quick note from that series. I don't know if you heard about this, because I found out a few days after. Ronnie Hood refused to check in the fourth quarter in that blowout, and I'm like, well, why? Like, don't you think as a young player like yourself who hasn't experienced the pressure of a playoff game, don't you think you want to go out there and get some shots down because you really flat out sucked in that series against the Pacers, and maybe try to redeem yourself to get some playing time? Because now you're going up against Boston, potentially. Obviously, we don't know when it's final, but you're going up against Boston. Cleveland has to pretty much pull out all the stops, man. I know you say that LeBron can do this against Boston and they'll advance to the finals. I don't know. Those other guys have to step up. And I'm talking about that Jordan Clarkson and Ronnie Hood and, heck, even Tristan Thompson. They have to step up even more than what they did. I know what Kyle Korver can do. I know what Kevin Love can do. I don't know damn sure what LeBron can do, but can these other guys step up? Because these guys in Boston are ready for Cleveland.
Man, what do you see the replay on?
I'm telling you, I just can't wait for that series. Like, I can't wait. But if Philly can somehow shock the world, and we're having a completely different conversation, because I don't want to disrespect them, obviously. And then we're having a completely different conversation next week when it comes to now that. So, because you had them pegged for the finals. I'm not going to forget about that. You had Philly pegged for the finals.
I need my bracket to continue. I need 76ers to advance. But, Marvin, what were you going to say?
So, I'm going to bring this up because, I brought this up to a couple of the sports buddies, and they, cursed me out. Oh, my God. These guys are, diehard Jordan fans. They know every little thing about Jordan. So when I brought this up, oh, my God, they're about to take me to a bridge and just throw me off to my death. So just as a little comparison, you know how in football Tom Brady's considered the GOAT, and then I told you guys Tom Brady's considered the GOAT because of his accolades, his accomplishments, but I don't consider him the best, the most talented. To me, that goes to Aaron Rodgers. So now I think you know where I'm getting at in basketball. Michael Jordan, the GOAT, the most accomplished, the most accolades, better stats. But would you guys, to me, I consider LeBron James overall the most talented, the most athletic to ever play in the NBA. Now, what do you guys think about that? Michael Jordan's still the GOAT because 6 championships.
They're not even mentioning. That's like what everybody says. Oh, he got 6 championships. Yeah. LeBron James only got 3. He's 3 and 5.
Whenever I talk to a Jordan fan, that's pretty much what they come at me with. They tell me, 6 championships, no Game 7. But then I throw all these LeBron stats. Look, he's put a better stats, except for points per game, but rebounds, steals, assists, he has better numbers. And he's the only player in the history of the NBA with 30,000 points, 30,000 assists, 30,000 rebounds.
Here's the thing, though. Do you think let's switch teams? Let's assume LeBron is with the Bulls and Jordan is with the Cavaliers or Miami Heat, whichever team, whichever. Do you feel LeBron James gets out of the East going against that New York Knicks, which had Patrick Ewing and John Stark? Do you think he gets past the Detroit Pistons? Do you think he's able to beat the Utah Jazz with Karl Malone, John Stockton? Do you think he's able to get past the Houston Rockets with Hakeem Olajuwon? That team was stacked. I can't name them off the top of my head, but do you really think LeBron James is able to make it and win 6 titles in Jordan's time? Let me ask you that.
No, because Jordan was a scorer. That's how Jordan had to be for the Bulls. Jordan was the ultimate scorer. It's like, call Kobe the assassin. Well, Jordan was that times 10. The thing, when I look at LeBron is a mix of, you have Jordan.
He makes everybody better.
LeBron is a mix of Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman. He's those guys combined. Jordan just had to be the ultimate scorer. That's what he was. LeBron, I'm still saying, I still put Michael Jordan at number 1 without a doubt. But I think in terms of talent, I feel like LeBron James is overall more talented.
Well, me personally,
he's just good at all facets of the game.
I have Kareem as number 1 because you gotta consider what he's done throughout his life, not just his career in the NBA. 3 championships in NCAA and while in college, then he goes in to the NBA, wins 6 titles with 2 different teams. Milwaukee Bucks was the most surprising one because we know the Lakers were stacked as hell. But Michael Jordan, I firmly believe it's more of the mental aspect of the game. He never just quit the flu game. He dominated that day. You look at the matchups that he had when they did the Jordan rules. I don't know if you guys remember the Jordan rules with the Pistons where they just beat him. Like, they literally jumped him. When he went into the paint, they jumped him. They just straight ganged up on him and told him, block yourself, fool. What up, homie? And then pop, 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 pop. But LeBron James would definitely not be able to do such accolades with a situation like that. And Jordan was never injured. He could have probably gone 8 straight championships if he hadn't gone to the. But then again, you look at that again. You go to the Houston Rockets and what the team they had. I don't know. It's hard. But I definitely feel like LeBron is the more overall talented player, but he's not the best player. I have Kareem and I have Jordan above him.
Okay. I mean,
Peter?
we're gonna have this discussion to the end of time because no one's wrong and no one's right. In my eyes, no one's wrong and no one's right. Because honestly, I think LeBron James is the better player. And I can throw all these crap stats to the wall, and obviously people will just think that I'm, a LeBron lover. But honestly, it's not even the case. I feel, and if you ask me who the better player is overall, who can obviously help their team overall, it'd be LeBron James. No disrespect to Jordan, but I remember when he left, Scottie Pippen took those same Bulls, I believe, one game before the Eastern Conference Finals, if I'm not mistaken. So he really didn't need him. Like, let's be real honest. But if LeBron leaves Cleveland, they really need him. They're not getting anywhere. They're not sniffing even playoffs if LeBron's gone. Let's be completely honest. Yeah. So I don't know. I cannot answer that because everyone's gonna throw the championships, all these accolades, the MVPs, even the slam dunk contest. They'll throw that in your face.
So we'll either do a separate video or a separate just a conversation on this whole thing, and we'll prep for this. Like, we'll get together, we'll get our stats together, we'll get video, we'll get all that stuff, and one day we'll do like a comparison, and we'll decide a debate between us who would be ideal, the GOAT. But to me, I'm never gonna say Kareem is not number one. So for me, it's always gonna be Kareem number one. But one day we'll get into that discussion and spend a whole episode on that.
Yeah, no, it's just, I swear, it's so divisive when you're talking about that matchup, who is the best. Which, and honestly, we got to be, as fans, fortunate enough to see the Jordan years, the Kobe years, and now the LeBron years. Now, who's next? Who's that next superstar? That's the question we should really be asking ourselves. Because if this league is going to continue, LaMelo, sure. I was like, you got jokes today. But no. Who's going to be that next guy? And right now, we're going to wait and see because, honestly, for this league to continue in popularity, you need that superstar, that mega superstar to obviously market. People will say it's Curry, but I don't know. You were talking about from beginning to end, as far as the career trajectory. And Curry, with those glass ankles he be having, man, it's like, I don't know. That's why he has a daily outside shot, which I would not disrespect Curry when it comes to that. It's just this guy does have an injuries history. He does have an injuries history right there. But, that's not here nor there.
That guy, the moment he's across the half court line, he's already in range.
You gotta guard him from 36 feet, and that's like you're like, what 36 feet? You have to guard him at 36 feet because he'll hit that damn jumper. But again, sure. let's wrap up NBA with our last predictions with the conference finals pretty much being set. Like I said, I picked Boston, you picked Cavs. But on the other side, we have Houston and the Warriors. Who are you guys picking in that series?
I got Houston.
You got Houston? How many games?
I think it goes to 7.
Yeah, I have that on my bracket right now. As of right now, I have that they're going 7 with the Rockets. I mean, I don't know. I kind of want to see a different finals. That's the only reason I did it. But what about you, Marv?
I'm taking the Warriors in 6.
Warriors in 6?
Yeah.
KD, man, who's going to guard him? Abam Mute? Like, what? Who's going to guard Kevin Durant?
Yeah, that fruitcake. That damn. Oh, my God. But you know what? Seeing now how Westbrook is, I can't blame him for leaving because if I'm dealing with someone that's just arrogant, pompous, and not willing to change and not willing to be a good teammate, I'm going to be like, yo, you know what? I'm out. But I wouldn't have done it like him. We're like, yeah, I'm going to go to a team that just beat my ass and win a championship with him and act super hard and arrogant and act like I'm the best player in the world because I joined this team and I made them better. No. Durant, chill out, relax, bring yourself down and realize that you became a bitch and you made the biggest bitch move. I would have respected him if he had gone to, let's say, someone like Portland or a team where he could. Yeah. Oh, imagine Washington. Oh, imagine him with the Pelicans. Imagine right now Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, and Rajon Rondo. Imagine that for a moment. But I can't give Durant full 100% credit for whatever he's done. So I can't respect a man like that. What were we talking about?
Just our picks for the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah. How did I get into Durant? Trashing Durant. And then Marvin said Warriors.
No, because anytime you pick Warriors, and anytime we say the Warriors, I'm like, it's a matchup nightmare going up against Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And as potent as an offense that Houston has, Golden State has just as better offense that Houston has. Plus, they have length on the floor. They can easily throw Klay Thompson on CP3, and CP3 doesn't like guarding top players. And they just have length on the floor. I don't know. I still pick Houston. I feel that it's their time because this is honestly
playing on emotion. They're literally playing on emotion.
They're not only playing on emotion. They're playing on some borrowed time because this team, is kind of on win now mentality. They're not here building for the future. They're here to win now. That's why they went out and did what they did to get Chris Paul. Because honestly, Chris Paul has one more win. Yeah, Chris Paul has one more major contract to sign, but at this point, he may not be the same player. Obviously, when at the end of that contract, being at this point 33, 34 years old, at this point, he's now looking at the now later stages of his career. But to get to the conference finals, man, for the first time, congrats! I can't say that enough. Congratulations for finally making it.
Again, really, really would have liked if it was the Clippers, so that way it wouldn't have hung over the Clippers fans. Forever, I'm always going to say Doc Rivers was a big mistake for the Clippers. And I see it as he had Kevin Garnett, he had Paul Pierce, he had Rajon Rondo, he had Kendrick Perkins. He had a great Celtics team, and he can only win one championship with that team. Nah. And then you have Chris Paul, you have DJ, you have Blake Griffin. You had a great team also with the LA Clippers, and you couldn't even get it to Eastern Conference Finals. Forget it. And now they're in rebuild mode, and he's not willing to rebuild, so he's trying to find his weasel way out of that because he doesn't deal with that. So I don't think that's your Byron Scott to our Lakers, if you feel me. Like it wasn't a perfect fit. It really wasn't. Imagine having Scott Brooks. Imagine having the guy for the I don't even know his name. Brad Stevens. Imagine having Brad Stevens coaching that Clippers team. You don't think they win a couple of championships? Man.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We can't really we can't picture that because we have to live in this reality right now, unfortunately. And right now for LA, it's more about rebuilding. And as of right now, from what I'm hearing, is we're resigning Doc, so he's gonna stick around. But again, he's not the GM anymore. This is what I have to tell people. He's not the GM anymore. He's not out there trading. I remember we had Lance Stevenson, and we traded him and a first rounder just to get rid of him. And I'm like, what are you doing? You
guys could have had Kyrie.
We could have had. Kyrie was when we traded Baron Davis to Cleveland, and we gave up that first round pick, and that could have easily been Kyrie Irving. But
let's move on from that because we are diving into a little bit of the fantasy. But I know something that Marvin's gonna really, really, really like is and I texted him because I found out last minute too. But he was in Disneyland, and I don't know. It's kind of scary right now. He just had a procedure. He posted that picture on Instagram where it said all is well, and apparently I didn't know what it was. I thought it was acupuncture, so I thought it was something like minimal, something just like relieve some stress or whatever. But apparently it was to alleviate some pain that he was having on his knee. So that's a little disheartening. But with this whole Disneyland thing, and I have an audio clip from a game that when they played the Lakers in Los Angeles, where he pretty much said he's leaving OKC. But I'll play it for you guys real quick.
Just growing up a huge Kobe fan, that was my household. Philip Laker and Kobe fans. So this is always historic to be here for my family to come here. It's like a trip to Disney.
He says playing in LA is like going to Disneyland. And where was he yesterday? Disneyland. So you can pretty much confirm Paul George to the Lakers. So Marvin, if you're gonna get season tickets, make sure you get two, and I'll pay you. No,
I'm at to choose between Harper with the Dodgers or George with the Lakers.
Man, that is kind of harsh, actually. And speaking of the Dodgers, oh gosh, Jesus save us.
I heard a toilet flush somewhere.
Jesus, save the wheel, take the wheel, help us.
Hey, that sewage pipe that bursted during the preseason, that was all foreshadowing for the season to come.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm legitimately seeing that. But again, I'm not going to lose hope until 2 weeks after Justin Turner comes back, because if Justin Turner comes back and they are struggling still, then I'm going to be pretty pissed. Then I'm going to be, Peter, the videos that we made on Houston talking all that trash, I still get comments on that. All those videos that we were talking about, the Dodgers are amazing and all that stuff, I'm still getting the heat from it. I mean, it's all
here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. We're not only Dodger fans, and obviously when you go into a video and you click and it says Dodgers, what the hell do you think we're gonna talk about?
Idiots, yeah.
Yeah. If you're gonna comment, if you're gonna make your comment saying, Houston, it's fine. Houston beat us, cool, fine, whatever. But when we made that one of the videos about what they about the racism with that player, I forget his name. What?
Gurriel.
Okay, yeah. When we made that video with Gurriel, we were really trying to disrespect Houston like that. We were more like, look, we're trying to call out what we feel needed to be said as far as the racism that went in the series, and that guy should have been suspended, but wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you're really gonna come into a Dodgers video, especially when we're wearing our Dodger gear and we're gonna talk smack about the team. Like, no, we do that here because we have to be impartial when it comes to that, even though. In the beginning of the beginning of the baseball season, when you asked us about our predictions, I told them I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna pick the Dodgers because they got there, they got to the World Series. Why wouldn't I expect them to make it again? So yeah, it's a tough start. It sucks, to see them the way they are. But again, kind of like I've seen this before. So we've seen this every week when it comes to that. We've seen this before, but if now we're going into June, July, and this is happening, then something's really wrong. And now, what can you do? What really can you do at that point?
Well, here's the thing. Just to real briefly touch on the videos. The topics are there. The first thing we say is we hate Houston for the racism, and it was unacceptable. That's the first thing we say on the video. Wow! If you go to the comments, you have dumb bitches. I'm talking about legit dumb idiots in there saying, well, Yasiel Puig licking his back is more disrespectful than Gurriel doing the Asian eyes. You literally have dumbass people defending Gurriel and making an argument for Yasiel Puig licking his back or sticking his tongue out. They're literally on there arguing with me and saying how unprofessional you are. First of all, on the videos I've said I'm unprofessional. I don't give a F. I'll say whatever the F I want, and I'm cussing and I'm on there. I don't bleep anything out. Like, I'm there real and raw, because I'm not gonna be Stephen A. Smith. I'm not gonna be one of these regulars that are gonna be holding back and playing the safe. What I say, I'm gonna back it up, mean it, and defend it. And if I'm wrong, I'll own up to it. I'm not gonna weasel my way out like Stephen A. Smith and say, oh, yeah, I said it, but this is really what I meant, so you're taking it out of context. No, I say it, I mean it, I own up to it, I deal with it. But I want to hear, racism is not as bad as licking a bat. Bitch, shut up. Shut up.
Hey, relax, man. You got to keep it PG.
Like, I just give him a pass. I don't defend him for doing it. I just give him a pass. As for Puig, I can see why people don't like it. I don't mind it. I'm a Dodger fan when he does it. I love it. But I can see why people don't like it, because they're probably thinking like, what the fuck? That's disgusting. That's nasty. But Dodger fans, we don't give a shit.
Whoa! Might as well. We're all out here, Joe. Oh my God. All because of that stupid video. You know what? It's not even the stupid video. The stupid-ass people. Stupid. Just straight up stupid. Like, they literally wake up every morning and yawn and say, I wonder what kind of shit I'm gonna take today.
I will say this though, like I could see, like, I defended him a little, but not necessarily defend him, just kind of like give him a pass. But because let me give you guys a different perspective on this. So was it 2-3 seasons ago? OKC had a playoff series against Golden State, and Steven Adams had a hell of a game. At the end of the game, the reporter on court, she asked Steven Adams, like, "Oh, how was it having to guard guys around the perimeter and all that?" And then Steven Adams, quote, said it was tough chasing all those little monkeys around. Now, right away, people on the internet just got on him. And I guess once he got to the locker room, people told him, like, "Hey, what you said was really bad." And I guess like 10, 15 minutes later, he came out in his post-game conference up on the podium, and he said, like, "Oh, you know what, like, I'm sorry." He's like, "I'm from Switzerland." I think it's Switzerland, New Zealand, wherever he's from. And he's like, "I'm sorry, you know, but over there, like, that's literally something we do. We chase monkeys around. There's monkeys everywhere." And he said, "There's no there's no African community, African-American there's no black community over there." And he said, "I haven't been here long. I didn't know." So pretty much everybody in the NBA said, "Okay, you know what, like, we'll wash our hands and we'll rid of this situation. But now we know that you know. So if it comes up again, we're going to come down hard on you because now we know that you know." So when it comes to Gurriel, the reason I not necessarily defend him, but I'll give him a pass is because he himself is from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico has like zero Asian community. And so him coming over here, like in Puerto Rico, and the reason I know this too is because my dad's from Guatemala. Like, I know that there's like zero Asian community. And over there, you don't do it as a sign of like disrespect. You know, like in the United States, like you see people do that and you're ridiculing. Your intent is you have malintent. You want to hurt somebody. You know, you're trying to hurt them when you do that. Over there, that's literally like, "Oh, hey, look, like the Asian guy." You know, it's not like it's not a form of malintent. It's just "Oh, look, it's the Asian guy over there." It's just a way to describe him. So I think Gurriel, it's just he didn't know yet. You know, he just came here. He didn't know necessarily that that's a really bad thing, especially where he comes from. And you even had other MLB players from around the league saying, like, you know, Gurriel is one of the nicest guys you can meet. He didn't no foul, no harm. He didn't mean anything bad. He didn't know. So for me, it was the exact same situation as Steven Adams. And we're like, "Okay, you wash your hands. We'll let this go. But if you do it again, we're going to come down hard on you because now we know that you're aware of it." So that's just my take on it. That's why when people tell me I'm a monster for giving them a pass, like, I've been called a racist myself for
You're a monster.
People have called me racist for saying that. Yeah, people have called me racist for saying that I give them a pass on it. But it's just explaining, like, you know, it's just
what are
this
you?
guy, like, I can
An
see
idiot
why.
sandwich.
Like, I could see why to him, like, it wasn't bad because he just didn't know. Like I said, now he knows. So if we see him in the dugout doing it again, we go down hard on him.
He's not going to do it again. And I guarantee you he knew what he was doing. I mean, land community, we've had racist parents, we had racist friends, whatever the case may be. That was something we used to do to, like, make fun of other Asian kids. Like, where I grew up, Boyle Heights, there was some Asian community there. I took both of you guys, like, in my hood. Like, you guys been there. I know Peter's been there for parties and stuff. There's like an Asian, Asian community. Yeah, Peter nearly got me killed there. But anyways, that's another story. There's a little bit of an Asian, like, community there. And growing up, some of the kids would, you know, be in our classes, and, you know, we'd get along with them, and then we had some friends that would make those Asian eyes, and then they would come back and, you know, make fun of us with beans and stuff like that. But, you know, we knew what we were doing, and we knew it was wrong. I guarantee you, Gurriel knew exactly what he was doing, but he didn't expect to get caught. I think he did it just to impress his friends. Then when he realized, like, oh, the camera was on me. Oh, they saw it. My bad, people. I didn't mean to do that. Nah, that's why I feel he should not have gotten a pass, and he should have been suspended right off the bat. How are you going to suspend Draymond Green for some BS 2015 finals, but you don't suspend Gurriel for some racist garbage? That's how I see it. Like Draymond Green's over here killing babies, premature pre-cum. He's killing the babies right straight from the balls, and
what
he's not getting suspended.
What are you talking about?
He's kicking the hell out of balls in playoff games, and no one's saying anything to him. He's not getting suspended, but he does some BS in the finals, and he gets suspended, which ended up evidently costing him the series. That's what I'm saying. But then Gurriel does this racist thing, intolerable during a time where racism is really extreme, and he gets away with it. That's why I feel he should never get a pass. And he literally got away with murder. He literally got away with murder.
Just my thing is it's like you're innocent until proven guilty. And, the fact that he lived in Puerto Rico his whole life up until he started playing professional baseball, then he left Puerto Rico. And like I said, over there, like the Latin community over here, oh, man, we know every racist thing there is. But over there, that's literally a sign. Like in Puerto Rico, it's not a sign of disrespect. Over there, it's literally like, oh, like, hey, where'd you get that from? Oh, that Asian guy over there. And you do that with your eyes. It's literally, like, and to us it sounds bad because it's a racist gesture. But to them, it's literally just a way of describing someone.
I want to go to Puerto Rico just to, like, see that. Like, I'm literally going to, like, the way you're describing it is I'm going to walk into Puerto Rico and be like, hey, do you guys know where I can get some Chinese food? Oh, you want Chinese food? And they're going to be pointing with their eyes. They're going to be pulling their eyes back and pointing that way. Like, that's how I feel like I'm walking to Puerto Rico. Hey, anybody know a good Asian spot to eat or some sushi? Oh, yeah, we got Asian food here. We got Asian food there. Which one? Like, that's how I'm feeling like you're describing it. But, again, I guess until proven guilty.
Well, me, because it's the same as in Guatemala. In Guatemala, when I go to Guatemala, you see some stuff that even I would be like, damn, like that's effed up. But to them, it's just like they have no Asian community, no black community, no nothing. So the stuff they see over there is like, in other words, friendly. But to us, it's like, wow, like that's the most racist shit you could have said or you could have done. But to them, it's like no biggie because they don't know that it's bad intent on it.
Well, yeah, I guess it's a fair assessment.
But I do believe the fans are dumb though. All those fans, you Astros fans, that were doing it behind home plate and showing your kids and telling the kids it's all right. You guys are all stupid and you deserve to die. Like I hope,
damn,
how Hannibal Buress says, I hope your kids never learn how to read, and if they do learn how to read, or they do know how to read, I hope they forget and never learn how. I hope your car just crashes. Like, we don't need you human filth on this planet.
What the hell?
Yeah, like those little kids. There's like little kids in the background doing the Asian night, and the parents like laughing and applauding. Like, what?
I was tripping about the Hannibal Buress. He went from learning to read to crashing your car and dying.
Oh man, that guy's hilarious. You gotta listen to that.
No, yeah. I know Hannibal Buress. I'll try to play it in the car, and the wife over here is like hating on Hannibal Buress. Hannibal Buress is a genius. I pee on the sink for him. But anyways, besides the fact, the fans. The whole reason we're talking about Gurriel is because think about the shift of momentum. If they had suspended Gurriel for at least one game, he wouldn't have hit that home run in Game 4. He wouldn't have hit the home run in Game 7 or whatever game they suspend him. So we could have won the game. So this loss is on MLB. Bastards. Okay, so we're talking about the Dodgers real quick. I feel like Dave Roberts is trying to like overmanage the team. Damn, what a series in Mexico I thought was gonna turn out to be. I thought, yeah, you know what, we're down 6 games. We just beat Arizona 2 out of 4. We split the series. Ended their streak, and then we got a combined no-hitter with Walker Buehler, 6 innings, 0 hits, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. Cingrani comes in, 1 inning. Yemi Garcia comes in, 1 inning, and Liberatore closes it. Man, we're getting back on track. And then what happens? Game 2 and 3, they straight up just took a dump. Like they just decided to just fall asleep, and we ended up losing the series in Mexico. It was all sorts of bad. We went from 6 games back to 9. all in a matter of 2 games. And Arizona beat Houston while we were trying to beat a AAA team. So they beat the defending champs, and we're over here struggling against a AAA team. Garbage, just bastards, straight up bastards. Then we get the news of Kershaw going to the DL with that bicep tendonitis. He's saying, and the doctors are saying, that it's not bad. He just needs a little bit of time to recover. He's out here trying to be good, and he said he's going to be back within the week or so. But you know what? Kershaw's already on the decline. This is a good thing, and I know it's an injury, but let me tell you why it's a good thing. If Kershaw opts out, I wouldn't be upset if the Dodgers don't pick him up. I really wouldn't, because now it shows that, hey, you're on the decline. You're not performing like you used to, and based on your playoff performances, if you're giving a 4-run lead, you're probably going to give up that lead. So you're having this injury now, your back, your hip, your arm now. Yeah, you want $300 million? Sorry, we're going to go look for someone else and bring in, Bryce Harper, Manny Machado. We're gonna decide on other paths to take. So I wouldn't be upset if Kershaw decides to opt out. But then again, he has no reason to opt out with a situation like this. So what's going on right now, the Dodgers are struggling trying to find people to replace the bullpen. But honestly, there's a bunch of players out right now in AAA and in their farm system that are actually really good. Edward Paredes is someone that I had mentioned when we first started the show. I mentioned Edward Paredes is a guy that should be in the MLB in the bullpen with the Dodgers because he can perform. He's 31 years old. He has a 1.64 ERA and a 1.55 WHIP with 12 strikeouts in AAA. Manny Bañuelos is another guy. He's 27 years old, 180 with a 97 WHIP, 34 strikeouts. Pat Venditti, or however you pronounce his name, the switch pitcher. That's someone that should be in the majors right now. 1.62 ERA, 0.96 WHIP, 18 strikeouts. He's 32 years old, but he can switch pitch. And he's effective from both sides. He has a nice slider, and he has a good changeup. Why they're not on this bullpen instead of Scott Alexander, instead of JT Chargois, all these pitch, and especially Pedro Baez. What the hell is Pedro Baez doing still here? What? You know what? I'm giving him this.
You mean Kenley Jensen 2.0?
Continuing source of inspiration to him.
Listen, Kenley Jensen has proven himself time and time after again. He's already improving, and he's been getting better. He only had like a couple of bad games in the beginning of the season, but he's already better. Pedro Baez is another level of destruction and trash, and he's never going to help out the Dodgers in a sense of you're in a high-pressure situation and you're the last pitcher. You might as well just walk all 4 batters and score in that run. That you're better off doing that. Save yourself the time and just put up the 4 fingers, Dave Roberts, and walk everybody until the winning runs comes in. That's it. You're better off doing that, plain and simple. And other great news, Justin Turner is finally on his road to recovery and on his way back. He probably could be back next week. He's already taking batting practice. He had live pitching thrown at him, and he's taking grounders at third base. So he's literally right there. He's about to start rehab, I believe, Friday or Saturday. Yasiel Puig is back today. He hasn't done anything yet, but we're in the 2nd inning. So we'll see if he can do something. I don't know. Walker Buehler, he's going to, from what he did against San Diego, he's going to take the league by storm. I mean, everybody's talking about Ohtani, and Marvin's going to get into that whole situation with him. But if everybody's talking about Ohtani because he could do it from both ends, the offense and defense, man, Walker Buehler is on another level, on a whole another level. So yes, the Dodgers are struggling, but give them those 2 weeks at least after Justin Turner comes back before we panic. If that happens, then yeah, let's all start panicking and destroy some stuff. Let's go to Houston and just destroy them. Or no, actually no. My bad. Let's not go to Houston. Their gun laws are insane. So let's just go to Anaheim and destroy them. There you go. Let's just do that. Marvin, when you're ready, let me know.
Yeah. All right. You good to go.
All right. No, let me find something good. Where's your song? I know you like. Oh, Please God, don't tell me I deleted it. I think it's deleted. Damn it, your song.
All right, that's all good. Well, we got a little bit of time left, so I'll speed around this. So, firstly, we got the Mets. They designated Matt Harvey. They asked him to go to the minors. He refused, so they said bye-bye. The Mets really needed a catcher, so they traded him over to the Cincinnati Reds in return for Devin Mesoraco.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see how that works out for them. They really had no reliable catcher, so maybe Devin's especially after starting off as one of the best teams in baseball, they cooled down a bit, and DeGrom on the DL as well. So let's see how all that works out. Oh, and Todd Frazier, can't forget about him. He's in there as well. But as you mentioned earlier, Ohtani, he pitched up against the Mariners. He got 2 earned runs, two batters walked, 6 strikeouts. As you mentioned, he still has yet to put these numbers up against good teams. The Boston destroyed him. Houston destroyed him. He's beating all these little teams, but when it comes to the big boys, he's not there yet. He'll start off well for an inning or two, but then after that they get to him, and that's the end of it. And then
do you feel he'll live up to that hype? Do you feel like he'll live up to that hype, or like he'll just become a regular, just hide in the team and end up being just like a regular pitcher?
Up to the people are expecting him to be the Babe Ruth of baseball. That's just too much. I told you guys since the beginning, I believe he's going to be really good. As long as they keep him on this, like, not DH every day, just give him rest in between pitching days. Like, he'll live up to expectations, because imagine, this is his first season. Like, this is his first month facing American baseball, MLB. For him to be doing this is it's impressive. Like, I know Japanese baseball, same rules, all that, but it's just different styles. That's why a lot of players that come from Japan to the MLB, they fizzle out because they just can't handle it. And this guy is putting up good numbers, albeit against bad teams. And when it comes to the good teams, he fizzles a bit, but it's impressive for what he's doing his first month over here in the MLB. There's hope there.
I mean, okay, so I feel like he's only doing it against 2 teams, the Oakland A's and the Mariners. Those are the only 2 teams that he's really dominated, because he's had, I think, 6 starts, Houston, Boston, and the Yankees. And all 3 of those, some sort of, and I'm putting up air quotes, some sort of injury occurred where he couldn't go out and finish off the job, and he got rocked in those starts. So I feel like he's literally not gonna live up to the hype. Let's just put it that way. I don't think he's gonna live up to the hype.
Who aren't those 3 teams you mentioned? Boston, Astros, Yankees. Those are arguably the 3 best teams in baseball. Like, who are they not? What pitchers are they not destroying? You know what I mean? It's like I understand. Like, they're destroying pitchers that have been in the league for years, that have faced them multiple years. This guy, it's his first month in the MLB, and he starts off well. It's just he's not there yet with all his pitches. How you said last time, he's mastering 1 pitch at a time. So he takes them a good 3, like against the Boston. I can't recall against the Yankees, but against Boston and Houston, he went a good 4 innings, and then they just destroyed him after that. Like, after that, they just figured him out. So I think once he gets all his pitches down, he'll be good. I'm not saying he's going to be an all-time great. I'm not going to say that just yet, but he's trending upwards. The future's looking bright for him. Like I said, it's his first month at MLB, and he's putting up these numbers. Now, it's the 3. If it takes the 3 best teams in the MLB to destroy him, then hey, it's the 3 best teams in the MLB. They're destroying everybody.
Okay, that's a fair assessment. That's a fair way to shut me up.
All right, and Peter, what's your assessment on Ohtani?
I mean, you show up against weak teams, and then you're gonna. you show up against weak teams and then be average to garbage against the good teams.
Get him, Peter. Get him.
Get him. Like, I don't want to throw out overrated yet. I don't want to throw that out there, but I'm like, nah. That's all I'm going to say right when it comes to Ohtani, because honestly, I was one of those guys, I'll be honest, I was one of those guys like, man, maybe he is the Japanese Babe Ruth. You know, he's doing all this. And I don't know if it was LAJ or someone was like, wait until they play Boston. Just wait.
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, it was you. Like, wait till he plays Boston. And I'm like, really? And then he got destroyed. He left because of a blister, which, I mean, I saw the blister. That looks really, really horrible, but okay. So...
I'm sorry. I meant to play that one. I
was like, wait, why am I growing?
Just a quick update. Celtics won by 2.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. All right. So now, all right, Philly, we'll talk about you next week on what the hell you guys did wrong in that series.
Oh my God, why?
Because I have a lot to say when it comes to that one. So.
My bracket. Well, my Eastern Conference bracket.
My poor bracket. But yeah, I gotta update that now since now Philly's not in the conference finals. But oh well. But anyways, Ohtani, Ohtani, no, believe me,
garbage.
We'll see what he's all about. I mean, it's his first year. I don't want to throw overrated just yet, but if he's really just showing up for against these weak teams, and a lot of pitchers can do that. Well, how are you any special? Because you can hit the ball, okay, fine. I mean, cool. But other than that, I don't know.
Yeah. What else you got, Marvin?
All right, so big congratulations to Albert Pujols for his 3,000 hits. 50 years later, 300 pounds later, he got it.
Damn.
I'm big and fat.
And then Johnny Cueto, he's out 6 weeks with the sprained elbow. So that's another pitcher down for the Giants starting pitchers. Like, they just had bad luck these last couple of years.
Good.
And then
3-60.
And then Darvish is on the 10-day DL. I'm pretty sure the Cubs are really regretting letting go of Arrieta to pick up Darvish now.
Hey, we could have been in that hole. Imagine the Dodgers picking up Darvish and then this happens. Oh, God.
Arrieta would have been a nice pickup for the Dodgers looking at it right now.
I don't know. Hey, it happens, It happens sometimes. I wanted to pose this question to you, Marvin, because I know you're a Bryce Harper fan. During the Mexico series, I heard Joe Davis and I want to say Nomar or Hershiser, they were both commenting on it. Basically what they were saying is before the Washington Nationals, they were the Montreal Expos. The other country that was trying to get them to come down was Monterrey, which is the place where they were playing. So imagine right now the Monterrey Nationals, or whatever name they were going to give them. Probably the Monarcas, like the Mariposas, the butterflies. They're probably giving them that name. But imagine Bryce Harper in Mexico right now.
Oh man!
Do you feel? And Scherzer, imagine this team. I feel like Washington Nationals are probably the whitest team in the league. I don't know why. I just feel like it is. Bryce Harper, Steven Strasburg, Max Scherzer, Gio Gonzalez. Imagine this team in Mexico. Do you think it works out? Do you think they are as successful as they are right now? Or what do you feel this whole situation with that?
Well, I know like the MLB said they want to send a team to Mexico. I personally don't like it. If you're going to send them to TJ or to Tijuana or somewhere near, like let's say less than 100 miles from the border, I'd be fine with that. But you can't be sending teams deep into Mexico. And I say this about the NFL too. NFL wants a team in London. That's a horrible idea because we talk about how much travel wears out a team.
Yeah.
Now, Toronto's fine because you're just there at the border. Like, that's why I believe a team in Mexico would be fine for the MLB if you put them near the border, because then the travel's not that bad. You go to San Diego, you go to Los Angeles, San Francisco, it's not bad. But you can't have a team in Mexico traveling hours just to get to like I said, MLB teams have trouble right now with travel. Like travel wears so much on players throughout the season, especially a long season like the MLB season. So having a team, unless you can find out a way to schedule that, like okay, you play a month at home and then you'll go on a month-long road trip and then you play another month at home. Something like that, I can see that working out, but it can't be like any other team where you'll have a series at home, 2 series away, then come back for 3 series. That team will get worn out so fast with travel.
Yeah. And imagine having to go from Mexico to, let's say, New York, or even worse, imagine having to go from Mexico all the way to Toronto. Man, you gotta switch flights at least twice.
Yeah, because we're from Los Angeles. For us to take a flight to Monterey, that's about 3 to 4 hours. Now imagine these guys having to go to New York City or Washington. Like those are long flights, and I think after maybe a season, maybe they'll have a good season, but after that, it's too much wear on the player.
Yeah, it definitely is. They'll probably have a crowd and all that, but at the same time, it's like as it is right now, 162 games in the course of 8 months or 7 months. It's a lot. If they were to lower the amount of games and all that stuff, then maybe it'll work out. Right now, the Dodgers are, man, I swear, I feel like the Arizona Diamondbacks have some sort of, I don't know, they're doing something because they know what pitches to hit off of every single Dodger pitcher. They literally do. I know that, and I always try to figure out, like, why is there tablets on the dugouts for the Dodgers and Arizona? Then I understood in 2016, iPad or Apple signed a contract with MLB to allow them to have tablets on the dugouts, but they're not allowed to have internet. I don't know, man. If you look at these Arizona games, they know how to hit every single pitcher in the league. I'm not just talking about the Dodgers, but they know exactly when to hit and how to hit. Like if they were the Houston Astros to Yu Darvish, that's exactly how they knew. But yeah, that was my question to you, Monterey and Mexico. We'll try to wrap this up because it's been going on for a minute. We started a little bit late, but we'll try to wrap it up real quick. And I want to wrap it up with a quick little game if you guys are up for it.
Let's do it.
All right, Marvin, you good?
Yep.
Well, actually, I didn't even do this. But I want to give the first.
Retard alert! Retard alert, class!
I want to give it to Skip Bayless. All that trash talking that he was doing to LeBron James, basically saying that bank shot was, if it was plotted out and it was actually something that you want to do, then it was a great shot. Other than that, nah. Man, why are you hating on LeBron? I hate LeBron James, but I'm not going to hate on what he's able to do. He had 2 game winners in the same series, and this guy is straight up hating on him. I get that his undisputed show is like trash, and he's not even getting any close to the ratings he should be getting for the amount of money he's getting. But damn, leave a man alone. He's doing a lot more things than you will ever do in your life. I think in one quarter LeBron James scored more points than Skip Bayless can score his entire life. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying on that. And the second.
Retard alert! Retard alert, class!
Sorry, Peter, but the San Jose Sharks, they went on Twitter and they started that beef. They went out and they started saying.
Hey! Before you even start that, because I know where you're going with this. I thought that too. Before you go that, why were you guys going against the Vegas Knights when they got shut out 4-0, when we shut them out 4-0? Why were you guys going up against them? Who in the LA Kings Twitter is like really wanting to start stuff with the Golden Knights when they just swept your ass? Like seriously. So turn that over to the Sharks Twitter account holder or whatnot. You need to check your Kings one too, because you really shouldn't talk when you got swept in the series. Yes, we lost, fine. The Knights were the better team, but do not start telling us that we're the retards.
But we have 2 championships though.
That's fine, and go right ahead and you can claim all that all you want.
Why.
But do not come into anything when you got swept. When you got swept by their first year in the league, you guys got swept. I don't care how good they were. You guys got swept. So they shouldn't really have been saying anything. Enjoy those 2 championships because believe me, You know, they worked their butts off to get him, and I get that. I'm not taking anything away from that. I'm not taking anything away from that.
I get it. But the thing is, the fact of the matter is, the whole argument was based on the Sharks starting that whole argument. Like it was like the Kings were like minding their own business, and here comes the Sharks and like, hey, I think we made it further than you. Yo, chill out, relax. Why are you coming at us with that? And then you hit us with that. Oh, at least you know we scored more points than you guys did in the entire series. Okay, so let's create a banner for that. So I get where you're going. Like, yes, we got swept, but we didn't go to Twitter and we didn't go and do all that and start, you know, talking all that trash. It was started by a certain player. Just like the Giants, just like Houston, there's always someone that starts it off by trying to humble somebody else, and it turns out backfiring. So I get it, but, you know, let's face the facts. The Sharks went
well, regardless, they got beat by the better team.
Everybody got beat.
So shout out to them.
Everybody got beat.
Shout out to them.
Everybody.
They're going up against I don't know who, because honestly I haven't really been paying attention after we got beat. So like they can go up against I don't know Barney for all I know, because I really haven't followed the playoffs.
I don't know either.
But I saw what you're talking about, and I'm like, don't go there when I know how that whole thing began. And again, enjoy those 2 titles, but you guys got swept by the Knights, who won their first year in the league. So
if you guys want to call
leave it at that, because honestly, it is what it is.
Talking about the Sharks, so if you guys want to call in 246 All right, so let's get into the game. So the game that I have is the walk-up music. So I'm going to play a couple of songs. I'll give you a couple of options. You guys tell me if it's either or which player it is, whose song that is, and I'll play the song of which player it is. So the first one that we have is...
All my diamonds shine, 'cause they really diamond. That bitch is in line, they be really trying.
So this song, does it belong to Didi Gregorius, Kyle Schwarber, or Giancarlo Stanton? Marvin.
I'm going to go with Didi.
And Peter.
Stanton.
All right. So, Marvin.
Damn.
Peter. You got that. Giancarlo Stanton is the first song.
Not even follow the Yankees.
Here comes the second one.
It's the Thuggish Ruggers ball. It's the Thuggish Ruggers ball.
I was still walking up
It's the Thuggish Ruggers ball.
But it's just, you know, that part.
Kid.
But it's just that part. It's not the entire song. So this one might surprise you. Is it Big Sexy? Oh my God, what's his name?
Cologne. Bartolo Colon.
Yeah, there you go. I wrote down Big Sexy. I just wrote down Big Sexy.
You said Big Sexy.
Is it Bartolo Colon? Is it Kyle Schwarber? Or is it Aaron Judge? Peter.
Schwarber.
I'm going to go with Judge.
Marvin. Aaron Judge. Okay. So, Marvin. Oh, shit. Marvin. Peter. It is Kyle Schwarber. The next one is kind of weird, but I'll play it.
'Cause baby, now we got bad blood. You know it used to be mad love. So take a look what you've done. 'Cause baby, now we got bad blood.
Is it Anthony Rizzo? Is it Kyle Farmer? Or is it Jose Bautista? Marvin.
I'm going to go with Farmer.
Yeah, I'll go the same. I'll go the same Farmer.
Oh, okay, cool. I guess you use the same one for both of you. It's not that bad. Cool. It is actually Anthony Rizzo.
Oh, wow.
Really?
I mean, not to say anything, but to come up to Bad Blood and it's just Taylor Swift's part without even going to Kendrick's, I'm like, oh, okay. I prefer to walk up to Kendrick's verse of Bad Blood, but all right.
Mm-hmm.
To each their own.
And yeah, exactly. Because who knows? Maybe in a couple of years, in a couple of decades, whatever songs we like will be like, oh, these guys were fruit.
No. Yeah, please. At this point, I don't even know where music's gonna end up going, especially after I tell you heard KOD, man. You heard that album? I told you that was good.
Yeah, that
and you gotta understand how much crap you gotta listen to just to get to that.
No, but yeah, exactly. And then the ones that are coming up right now, like I don't even want to name these names, but these kids that are coming up, my God, it's like you might as well just put your ears into a pile of crap, and then while you're doing that, put like Q-tips with worms in them and just stick them in your ear. You'll probably hear the same thing. That's how trash it is. But the last one I have for you guys.
Yeah, boy, come on.
The doctor said I need about 3 weeks for recovery. But the nurses is loving me, saying the best part of the day is my half, feeding me breakfast and giving me.
Is it Steven Strasberg, Alex Wood, or Didi Gregorius? Peter.
Gregorius?
Marvin?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Didi as well.
Oh, cool. I get to use the same one again. That's good. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. So I'll give you guys both this one. Yes, sir. You guys got that one correct. So Didi Gregorius.
It just sounds like it because of his last name, and I was like, Jesus, why not?
Yeah, I think that's the reason why, too. But, hey, who else was surprised by this one, though? That's some straight gangster stuff right there.
That's how you need to end the show. Just playing out with some Bone Thugs and Harmony, because honestly, that what was it? Creeping on the Come Up is one of their best albums. I mean, seriously. I mean, they've had some other good ones, but I love that EP for Creeping on the Come Up.
Is that the album that has Crossroads and Ecstasy?
No, that's the one afterwards. Creeping on the Come Up has For the Love of Money and damn, I forgot the other songs on there, but it's been a while.
Give that money back. Give that money back.
Exactly. It's been a minute since I listened to that, but yeah.
We're gonna influence some gangster. Hey, let me tell you a quick story. The first time I met Pedro, I thought he was a legit rocker. Like, my God, that haircut that he used to have, he looked like one of those losers from American Pie.
Describe it. I need to hear it.
Was it was forward, and then he had like a little copete at the front that went up?
Hey, I still wear it like that way.
No, but back then you had like a fro. You didn't have a fade. You had like a fro on the side. You probably got like a 2 or a 3 on the side.
Okay, all right. So to speak on that, my hairstyle I believe 2008 when I met Jesus or LAJ. I had no real barbershop I would really go to. I would honestly, because I would work so much, I honestly would just have other people cut my hair. So I don't have pictures to prove that, because obviously I burned them or deleted them. I have no proof of those pictures. But LA introduced me to his barber, or at least the barbershop he went to, and we would go, I believe, Saturdays or at least sometime during the week, because it was always busy. And you had to get there early. And I would usually go to the one chair where a lot of the people didn't want to wait for that cat. And I would get my hair cut from there, because honestly, I was like, I don't care. I had other people cut my hair anyway. So I was like, what was the harm done? And I got introduced to the taper fade. And I went and had that style up until maybe 2012. So then where I had to really change it to where I have it now, where it's kind of a comb over / fade, kind of combining everything I've done up until this point. So sorry on that, because you brought that up. And yeah, I don't know what the hell I was thinking back then, but then again, I was only 19, so come on. I don't know. I don't know any better.
With me, Pedro went from this.
Cause baby, now we got bad blood. You know we used to be mad love. So take a look what you've done. Cause baby, now
there's Golden State for Golden State. How much weight can King shoulders take? When the odds ain't great, some fold and break.
Oh my God.
But no, seriously, when I first met him, I was like, damn, this kid is weird, and he looks like a rocker. He's about to shoot up this place. And then and then we started talking to him. He was cool about it. And man, we have mad stories, like some story that'll make you laugh and stuff. There was a one time, and I'll do another brief story. But we were driving that one time, doing our thing, and then Isidro asked you, "Hey, so what are your plans? What are your goals?" And he started saying, "I want $100,000." He started saying like some real goals. And then Isidro said, nah, forget that. You ain't going to do that. You ain't going to accomplish that. And straight up killed your dreams right then and there. And I was like, yo, we're talking about year goals. This is his year goal. Why are you breaking apart? And like, oh, I thought it was for the month. Oh, my bad, Peter. So,
what did you say? I thought it was for the what?
For the month, like your monthly goal.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Like you're gonna make $100,000 in a month, and he was already saying, nah, cut that out. You're not gonna do that. And I was like, damn, this guy is cold-blooded, trying to kill everybody's dreams right now. Nah, he ain't in a room. He's not in a room. Nah. Man, oh man. But yeah, it'll make your life a lot better hanging out with me, for sure. For sure. But yeah, we're gonna end this show on a. For sure. So again, hopefully next week everything runs smoother. Nobody gets sick. Nobody gets their window broken. I'm not tired. Hopefully all goes well.
Hey, it's getting sick Saturday, all right? So I'll be fine.
You know what? Let's see if we could do a Friday or Saturday. See if we could do that Facebook Live to get a little bit more of I guess information out there. Like to get our names out there. See if we can. If you guys are available and you guys are willing, then let's try to do that. If not, I'll try to do it solo.
We'll set that up in some time.
Yeah. But we're definitely improving. We're getting better. Everything's getting funner. Everything's getting good. And I had my tacos earlier. Mexican, apparently, when you're Mexican or you're Hispanic and you eat some tacos, all of a sudden you're running around doing all your errands. Because I was tired. I went to sleep late last night. I was watching this stupid ass Dodger game, letting me down in the extras. I thought just like the Raptors are gonna do something, and they ended up failing me. But in the morning I was feeling like crap. I got to one of these stops and I got some tacos, and all of a sudden I got this energy, and I just felt like. But yeah, we're getting better. We're gonna continue getting better. Our show is incredible. I'm really, really excited for the future and what we have coming forward. Hopefully everybody's enjoying it. Anytime you guys want to listen, any feedback, any information, hit us up. We'll be here. Try to give you as much information, knowledge, entertainment, whatever we can do. We're definitely going to get back onto it. This is not our full-time job yet, but believe us, when it becomes full-time and legit, we are going to be at the very top. We're definitely going to be at the very top. We're young. I was about to say me and Peter.
Finish that.
Well, yeah, we're young. We're excited. We're
in training.
That's the word I was looking for. Oh man. But yeah, we'll definitely be up there. We got all this information, all this knowledge, and we're doing things that nobody else is doing, and we have the ability, the mentality, and the innovation to really, really take this entertainment to another level. I want to thank Peter. I want to thank Marvin for taking the time off, going through whatever they're going through today to get this out today. And again, it's going to get fun. It's going to get good. It's going to get so much better. And we'll definitely see you guys next week. What's the song I should end it with? The Thuggish Ruggish Bone.
Just end it with Thuggish Ruggish Bone, man. But
let's do it.
Young Peter here. You guys have a great night.
Have a good one, guys.